This was supposed to be another episode of Bake and Make. However, I have to postpone that for a month because of a partnership contract I'm in. But I wanted to give you something. So I recently asked people on Instagram to ask me questions. I'll start with more business and content creation because I got a lot of questions on that. A good amount of personal questions as well. I don't know. I'm like a semi-open book, so let's get into it. If you don't know me, my name is Brianka. I'm a polymer clay and resin artist, but honestly, I'm just an artist. I just do whatever comes to my mind. I also sell my work online, though I haven't had a shop drop in months. I am a content creator, so I make money through partnerships online with different brands, and I like cats. All right, let's start with business and content creation questions. Do you have any beginner's tips on starting your own art business? You really can't be prepared, I think, probably when you start any business. What are my beginner tips? Figure out everything you need to know in your state. What I started with is I registered my business after I figured out a business name. That's a whole other thing to conquer. So I had to figure out my business name, register it with the Secretary of State, got a business bank account, I set up my website and social media. Then I just started kind of blindly. Just do as much research as you can for wherever you live, but really just get started. Like, it's so easy to just spend months planning everything, and then suddenly years have passed by and you never started that business that you wanted to try. So figure out the bare minimum you need to do, or the bare minimum to make you comfortable. Get it all set up and start posting on social media. You could even start your social media ahead of time before you have a registered business and all this, because you won't be selling things yet. Start your social media, start marketing yourself and your art. Also, if you're not used to posting on social media or creating videos or taking photos, it's not going to be good at first. So really just embarrass yourself and learn as you go. Kind of just hold on for the ride, because it's a ride. And you're probably not going to make money for a while. How did you get into creating content, and what does your career path look like? I've always loved making videos. If you search hard enough, you're going to find a long digital footprint of me doing strange things online. So making videos kind of came naturally. Like, I wanted to show the process of starting a business, making jewelry, and then within a year, it really took off for me, and that's when I first signed with an agency, because I had done like a few gifted partnerships, or like I would do partnerships for a very small amount of money because I was just starting. And so I found an agency I really loved. I signed with them. They pushed me to show myself more, to create more of a personal brand, which I was really uncomfortable doing at first. I didn't even like hearing my own voice. Like, I did not want to see myself on camera. And that created more and more of a personal brand. So then brands saw that I was creating this connection with the people who were following me, and then they wanted me to sell their products. And that is how I got into content creation. If you're just starting and you want to do that, look for gifted partnerships. Reach out to brands you really like, because then you can genuinely speak on them, and see if they would be up for gifting you product in exchange for you making a video, or maybe a story post, or just a picture post. And that's like a good way to start getting into it, and then you'll start getting more comfortable. And then look for an agency you like. It's really nice to be represented, because then you have an agent who takes care of the communication between the brands, and also make sure you get paid enough, because you're probably not a good enough advocate for yourself. Oh, what does my career path look like? I want to get more into the entertaining side. Like, I love artwork and I want to share it and I want to make videos of it. I was getting really burnt out making hundreds of things and selling those as my source of income, and I love making videos. So yeah, I think more leaning towards like just creating really fun content for people to see. And I'll still do shop drops, just not as much, obviously. What's the most misunderstood or represented thing about being a content creator? Being a content creator is such a new type of job, but it's so public, so people are aware it exists. They just don't really know what goes on behind the scenes. Just like any job, the amount of work that's put into it is not fully understood. And that's one of the reasons why I like showing the process of things. The thing that makes me uncomfortable about content creation is I am really just putting myself out there. And so it's uncomfortable sometimes, and I've set really good boundaries for myself. I don't look at comments after like a day or two after I've posted something, or if it goes viral. I don't belong in that comment section. I don't want to see what people are saying. Can you support yourself solely on the income from the sale of your artwork? I think you can. I don't think I did it right. I was supporting myself only by selling my artwork, but I was working like 15-hour days every day, and my body was so unhappy. So I think the way you can make enough solely from your artwork is charging the correct price. charging a price that makes sense for the amount of time that you put in, and I was not for a long time, and I'm still probably kind of bad at it. And I also think it's really good to have multiple sources of income, which is why I really started leaning into partnerships. So yes, you can if you charge enough, but be kind to yourself. Maybe look for some other sources of income too. Maybe look into manufacturing things. Like, I have a great example here. Tammy with Uncomfy Co. turned her Maxines into plushies. And this was the goldfish character she drew and made out of polymer clay for a long time and then made plushies. Look into manufacturing your art into things that people would love to have that don't require you to make the full product. Like, she wasn't sitting at home cutting out all the material and sewing this all together. She worked with a company, put in a bunch of work, and then had this product that she can just sell, and she's not spending 40 hours on each one. How did you start your small business? How did you get your first orders? I started showing my process online and people started seeing it, and then I got my first order. Actually, my first order, I think, was my mom and my friends. Tell your friends and family, the people who care about you the most, tell them what you're doing and let them know when you've opened up your shop. They're going to be the first people that are supporting you. And then the more you're posting online and sharing your work or getting into markets, you just need to get more people to know about you. Once that started happening, and once I started having more orders, then I started doing shop drops. So it was like this build up to when I was going to sell all these things I was making, instead of before when I just had everything available all the time. Oh, and speaking of, when's your next ceramic earring drop? They meant polymer clay. I miss your products, thank you. I think it's going to be at the end of May. No promises, but it'll be around there because I have a lot to make. And I also have a lot coming up this next month. And then after that, it'll probably be like every 4 months, but I really don't know. This is kind of new for me to not be selling my work as much and to be leaning more into content creation as my source of income. But last year, that was my main source of income. I just didn't realize it because I'm really good. I'm really good at keeping my finances organized. How do you time your drops to have income through the year? Do you diversify streams of income? Yes, diversify. If you're just selling your artwork right now, sell online, sell in markets, find local shops that will sell your work. When I was mainly relying on that for my source of income, I did plan out the shop drops to make enough, but I was truly like living shop drop to shop drop. Diversify your income or work a part-time job somewhere. Are you self-taught or did you learn from a class to do your crafts? I have loved working with so many different art mediums since I was a wee lad. So I'd say a mix of everything because I took so many art classes in high school. I didn't go to college. And then after that, gone into random art classes that my friends are teaching. Polymer clay, I was mostly self-taught through YouTube videos and through making a lot of things that didn't look very good. So yeah, a little bit of everything. Where do you get your inspiration for your pieces? I love gardening. I love plants. There's so many plants in my apartment. I love nature. I love it. I love camping. I love hiking. So you see a lot of plants, mushrooms, flowers, butterflies, animals. Like, I think it's just the things I like. And if I go and I have a really fun experience, like I started making butterflies when I went to Costa Rica because I went to a butterfly house. I also love to see just if I can do things sometimes, like, can I make a tiny truck? I now know I can. Favorite thing you've made? I think it's the Cecropia moth. It took me like 45 hours to make that clay cane, and it's so cool. And that was like 2 years ago. But I really enjoy a lot of things I've made. Vienna's really clocking in at the biscuit factory. The dream collab? Sculpey, because I use their clay. I use Sculpey Primo and Sculpey Souffle. Has it almost happened before? Yes, multiple times. I don't want to get into it. Okay, please Sculpey. I love you, like unconditionally. And I feel like we're in this back and forth, and I thought we were friends, and I think we are friends. Sculpey's my dream collab. Project you've always wanted to do but can't fully figure out how to do. I always figure it out. There's nothing you can't do if you set your mind to it and don't lose your mind trying to figure it out. what all do you use to create your videos? Equipment and software. I think it'd be really fun to do a full video on this, but I have my main things I use. Right now I'm filming on the Sony ZV-1 vlogging camera. You can't change lenses on this camera. I actually have an attachment on it so that I can have a wide angle lens, but this I got several years ago. And then I also film on my iPhone 15 Pro Max. This is what I did most of my process videos on for a long time, but now I have the Sony Alpha ZV-E10, which can take different lenses. So this is basically what I'm filming on right now, but you can change the lenses and it is a little bit nicer too. So the lens on it right now is the E18 to 135 millimeter f3.5 to 5.6 telephoto zoom lens. And this is what I use now for a lot of my process videos. I still kind of use my phone here and there, but this gets such clear shots. It's so crisp. I also recently got the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and this one I actually dropped on its head a month after I got it, and the automatic zoom no longer works, so it's useless until I get it fixed. If you are like me and you're really clumsy, I don't know if this is a good fit for you, but when it isn't broken, it's really cool because it has this built-in gimbal, so it keeps a very steady shot. You can move it around too. And you can film vertical. Both Sony cameras also take great photos, so does my phone. The microphone I use is from Neewer. I actually don't know how to say this. The ring light is also the same brand. I think it's Neewer. It comes with 2 microphones and they're wireless. So I have one right here, and the transmitter is attached to my camera. 2 different tripods. I use this one so much. This is the Moft tripod. It just is a magnet on your phone, and it's so useful for just being out and about when you want to film. Just wow. And if you want to check any of these out, I will leave a link because I have a web page on my website that has links and more details about everything that I use, almost everything I use in my business. And if it's not on there, you can also ask me and I'll reply, hopefully. Multiple people asked me, why did you dissolve your business? Well, if you don't know, at the end of last year, I went through a breakup and I had to move out of my house, and I moved into a new apartment, and I had to dissolve my business. And there are several reasons. One of the main reasons is I didn't want to be an artist behind a business name anymore. I just wanted to own it and just be me, not be like a logo. I feel like at this point, when you see my face, you know who I am if you're following me and you're following my art. I just wanted to be Brianka instead of Bell's Botanicals, which is my old business. And then the other reasons, I don't know if I'll ever be comfortable talking about it, but I also do want you to learn from my mistakes. So what I will say is, if you ever let someone into something you've built, like a business, or if you go into something really big with someone as a partner, like starting a business or buying a house or anything like that, make sure you have a legal agreement that protects you if anything were to happen, because we are all human and we have bad moments. But now I've started a new LLC, and it's just me, and I will not be letting anybody into it. Will I hire people in the future? Yes, but I don't think I'll ever let there be another owner, especially because the business is me. So it feels kind of weird to somebody else basically owning me. But honestly, it was something I wanted to do for a long time. So I'm kind of happy that life events pushed that to happen. What are your best tips / advice on making better content and growing your page and business? Always keep learning. Always keep challenging yourself to be better, because when you stop and you don't keep trying to grow, that's when your business also won't grow. Post process videos and show your process for your background business stuff, the work that you're making. If you show the process of something, it's going to add so much value. And get creative with your camera angles and your video editing. And it's okay if you're not good at first. Just keep getting better. Keep forcing yourself. Keep challenging yourself. I'll see you in a few hours in my car. Boop, 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 boop. Personal questions. In the rain. Do you have birthday in summer? No. I have birthday in winter. My birthday is December 13th. I turned 30 last year. Pretty cool. How to start over again in your 30s. Wow. I ended up starting over because I realized I was unhappy and I was about to turn 30. I think figure out the reason you want to start over. Figure out what you need to change and start there. Let your friends and family know what's up, because they will be there, hopefully, to help you. It might be really rough, but if you're doing it for good reason, it's going to pay off in the end. Maybe get a therapist. I did that. It was very helpful. What really helped me was knowing that things were going to get so much better, and in a way kind of enjoying the misery. There's something kind of sweet about it. I mean, definitely not while you're in it. That's a hard question. It's hard. Good luck, it's gonna get better. The largest animal you think you could take in a fight? Maybe a squirrel. Favorite hair color you've done? I have no idea. I've had every hair color. And I think whatever I currently have going on is usually my favorite. I once had rainbow hair, that was pretty fun. Did you hear about the Forest Service reorganization? No. As part of the USDA reorganization plan, the Forest Service is realigning its organizational structure to strengthen local leadership, streamline operations, and improve mission delivery. The changes include moving headquarters to Salt Lake City, transitioning to a state-based leadership model, building a network of operations service centers. In addition, the agency should shut down 57 of its 77 research facilities, as well as all 9 of its regional offices. About 500 employees would have to relocate under the headquarters reorganization plan. About 6,500 agency employees would be affected by the headquarters relocation, and that 2,700 would be impacted by research center closures. So this doesn't seem good. Basically, they'd have to move across the country to keep their job. Are you dating? Yes. What's your advice for young chefs? Good luck. I don't know. I worked in restaurants for 9 years, and I was always in front of house. I did some back of house sometimes, but I was never in the kitchen besides like some cake decorating. But I will say, especially working in fine dining in New York, my advice for young chefs is find something that will be relaxing for you to recover from your work. Because I don't know how you do it. I don't know. I don't have advice. You're a whole different breed. How are you? How is your cat? Vienna is so good. I actually think she loves living alone. And so do I. When your life changes a lot, it takes time to like really recover. But yeah, I'm doing really good. The happiest I've been in a very long time. And so is my cat. If there is anything you want me to go into more detail on, that could be fun for a future video. I'll be able to start posting the Bake and Make episodes again in, it looks like, end of May. Until then, you have me and just me. And I don't know. I'm gonna keep trying to post every other Friday. We'll see how it goes. Bye.